Steve Sheinkin is a book about the race to build the atomic bomb between the U.S. and the Germans. The book follows mainly Robert Oppenheimer and his crew at Los Alamos in the Manhattan Project. It also follows several spies, the two main being Harry Gold and Klaus Fuchs, who is also a physicist at the Manhattan Project. There are several more Soviet spies, but they didn't play as big of a role in the story or in the book, and they had sort of just minor roles in the book. There is also Norwegian saboteurs who helped the Allies by disrupting the Nazis' nuclear, disrupting the Nazis in Norway. Their biggest mission was destroying the Nazi hard water plant and blowing up a ferry carrying hard water across one of the fjords in Norway. Their leader was not Hauklid, and they gave you some relief from all the science in the book, which I found pretty nice. They gave a little bit more excitement than just following the scientists, which was sort of boring. Same thing with the spies. The book was written very well. It was pretty easy to understand. The science wasn't too hard. Steve Sheinkin made it very easy for you to understand. He had diagrams throughout the entire book showing you what the physicists were talking about. The main character, obviously, is Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. And, yep, I found the book very enjoyable. Very easy to read. What part of the character's personality reminds you of yourself? The part of Robert Oppenheimer's character that probably reminds me most of myself is his antisocial behavior, and how he just likes to work by himself most of the time and do research by himself. I tend to like to do work by myself and not so much in groups. The next question is, what part of the character's life do you find to be accomplishment? I obviously find building the atomic bomb to be his biggest accomplishment. It seemed to have changed his life. Up until seeing what the atomic bomb could do at Trinity, he was that's all his life was really about. He was working at Los Alamos all the time with the rest of the physicists trying to build this thing and trying to figure out how they're going to build this thing. But after they built it and he saw the power of it, it sort of changed him. So yeah, that leads me to the next question is, what do you find to be a disappointment? I think getting kicked off the Atomic Energy Commission would be his biggest disappointment. The book talks about how it sort of made him depressed after he got kicked off it, because it was sort of his life work, his biggest accomplishment, and the government just didn't like him and they kicked him off of it. They found some bogus charges or accusations of him being tied to the Communist Party, so that's what they used to kick off him. But a lot of the physicists that had worked with him said that after he had got kicked off the Atomic Energy Commission, he sort of seemed depressed. And yeah. And the last question is, what part of the character's personality would you like to emulate in your own life? The characteristic of his personality that I'd like to emulate most is his determination and drive to do his work and learn. And the beginning of the book, it talked about how when he taught at universities, his drive to teach, and he'd just sit in other people's classrooms and answer questions and sort of drive the lecture. In his own classrooms, he'd constantly smoking and madly writing up on the chalkboard formulas and maths, and students would be struggling to keep up with him. But I loved his drive, and I think because of his drive, that's the reason he was able to accomplish such a feat of building the atomic bomb. Now for the bio poem. Robert, sibling of Frank Oppenheimer. Skinny, brilliant, outgoing, and persistent. Lover of physics, Katherine Harrison, and teaching. Who feels happiness, excitement, and horrified. Who fears the Germans winning, overusing atomic weapons, and continuous fighting. Who would like to put regulations on atomic bombs, teach, and learn more. He's from Princeton, New Jersey, USA. Oppenheimer.